Alrighty guys, welcome back for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we're going to be showcasing Physical Easy 8 Cooler at the 55% level. Again, he is the second to last 120% Easy 8. The last unit that we actually need is, if I can find the link, let's try Shocking Speed, but he is, well, let me just quickly pull him up, because I know I have his SSR, and there he is. So this is the last 120% Easy 8 that we need. Once this guy comes out, again, we're basically done with all of them. So again, Cooler's like that little signal that, you know, we're one more unit away from the end. So again, Cooler's is the newest 120% lead. Again, he is at the 55% level. I do have a dupe in him. But again, just for showcase purposes, I do want to keep him at 55% because if you're, say, for example, like a newer player and you got this guy summoning on, say, you know, Frieza's banner or something like that, you know, and you are able to Easy 8 him, you know, you can just go ahead and see what Cooler's going to be able to do at the 55% level. And, you know, I actually have been playing the game for a while now, and I still only have like 2 copies of him. So, again, sometimes it can be rather hard to get copies for units. Like, it sometimes is like that in this game. So anyways, his links are full level 1. Again, usually when I do these 55% levels, I typically like to keep them like very basic stats in terms of links. Like all level 1s, I typically don't like to do like level 5s and 3s and 4s because like that's a little bit unrealistic. Like no one is probably going to have their links all the way built up to there because you're probably going to be working on other units' links. Cooler is probably a unit I will like immediately start link leveling, but again, once I get a couple other units to level 10 links, then we'll probably start with Cooler. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's see what this Cooler can do at the 55% level. Based off of what I've seen and from what I've heard, Cooler is super impressive. So let's go ahead, let's hop right in, and let's see what he can do at the 55% Easy 8 level. Alright, so we are here in an event. The team that we're going to be starting off here is going to be the Movie Bosses team, led by, of course, Dragon Ball Super Broly. I actually can't wait till LR Janemba comes on Global because, again, then he's going to be the ideal Movie Boss lead. I think he's like 4Q 150%, but for right now, again, Dragon Ball Super Broly is still the ideal leader until he probably gets his Easy 8, then, you know, his Movie Bosses leader, I think, is going to be like 170% to a, I think it's HP and attack, and then maybe like 160% to defense. Like, Dragon Ball Super Broly is going to have a killer leader skill. Alright, so we are linked up with the Golden Frieza, the free-to-play Golden Frieza. That Golden Frieza is giving us 30% attack and defense because, again, he is a Movie Bosses support type unit, so do keep that in mind. Cooler's start of turn defense is 84k. Again, that is not the most impressive, but again, pulling up Cooler's details real quick, he does build up 8% attack and defense up to 80%. So Cooler is one of these units that he needs to do 10 attacks in total. So you really kind of do want to go full additional for him, just because the fact that you need to do 10 attacks in total to get his max passive active, because again, he gets 120% at the start of turn. So again, building him up with full additionals is essentially what you want to do, though he does have a medium chance. Well, I mean he does launch an additional super, which has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. So I mean, he does have that in his kit, and then of course with the hidden potential system, this guy can like, I think he can like quad super in one turn. I think so. Okay, so he double super right there. That's 2 attacks. So he's built up like 16% attack and defense so far. And he basically one-shot this Gohan, which is pretty good. So, again, Cooler's defense next turn is going to be 16% attack and defense more. That's, again, probably the only downside to Cooler is you're probably not going to see him completely built up in Dokkan events, especially when you're running Dragon Ball Super Broly, because Dragon Ball Super Broly, for those of you who know, he supers a lot. He does too many super attacks. I've had many instances showcasing units where this guy, he will like literally quad super or like triple super for me, and then he'll just like destroy the enemy, and then there's literally nothing left for the showcase unit to even do, because Broly essentially destroyed him. So we'll see if we're going to be able to actually see Cooler even remotely built up. Because again, next turn, if he does, say, like 3 super attacks, that's going to be 5 attacks in total. So he'll technically be at his halfway point. So again, we'll see what we can do here, but hopefully we're at least able to see some decent stuff from Cooler. Alright, so Big Bad Bosses is going to be active. That's why we have STR Cooler on rotation with him. Again, STR Cooler is essentially going to be this this Final Form Cooler's best friend. Alright, so in the middle he has everything active, including Shocking Speed. I don't think my Cooler will be able to finish off this Piccolo, hopefully. Again, I kind of do want to put him in the middle because, again, he is getting every single link active. The Golden Frieza, of course, is giving 30%. Cooler is also giving 30% because, yeah, he's on Transformation Boost. Yep, it's given 30%. We've only done 2 attacks, but his defense is already 134k. Even though we do have a lot of support on rotation, we also do have to keep in mind that we have Big Bad Bosses active. So again, that Final Form Cooler is one of those units where Big Bad Bosses really does have a significant impact on him. And, oh, god damn it. Wow. Okay, STR Cooler did finish him off, so that's unfortunate. I don't know if this guy's gonna be able to survive. But we'll pray to... I mean, we'll pray if this Kid Gohan can survive, but I really don't think he's gonna survive that well because, again... Actually, no, I think we might. Though we are gonna get super tagged here, which is probably gonna hurt. And 98k, not too bad. But, these guys can't take that much damage. Please don't take a lot of damage. Okay, well, they're not taking too much, but... we could still potentially die here. Alright. I think we should be able to transform next turn as well with my Cooler, so we should be able to go ahead and see what the 2 Coolers together are going to be able to do. Alright. Oh yeah, now we're just going to go ahead and transform. Okay, let's see what his defense is at. So his defense does drop down a little bit without the support on rotation, but again, 122k defense is still extremely impressive, considering that, again, he's only done 2 attacks in total. I would consider that really, really impressive. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and transform with my Cooler. This is probably going to be the end of this Kid Gohan. We are going to put my physical Cooler in front because, again, I don't want this STR Cooler to steal the show like he did last turn, where he just finished off the enemy. I didn't think he was going to be able to, but apparently I was wrong. Alright, so without support at all, his defense drops down to 100k. Again, that's very, very solid. Damn. Dragon Ball Super Broly shares Shocking Speed. Alright, I said I wasn't going to do that because, again, I don't want to jeopardize Physical Cooler's showcase, because, again, this showcase is supposed to be about him, not STR Cooler. Alright, buddy, let's see what you can do. 2 attacks in. 2.8. I would consider that very, very impressive, because, again, he's nowhere near building up his full passive. And the additional super of a 3 million attack stat. Again, that's very, very impressive, because, again, that's only 4 attacks in total, meaning he was like 1/4 of the way there. So, anyways, let's go ahead. Let's hop right into the next category team with this Cooler, because, again, so far he's really, really impressive. So let's go ahead and let's see what he can do on the Wicked Bloodline category team. Okay, so now we are on the Wicked Bloodline team. Now, the reason you guys see that there's a friend Cooler is because I spent like 10 minutes, like, just trying to find an AGL Metal Cooler friend, and there just aren't any. No one puts AGL Metal Cooler on the friend list, so I opted to go ahead and put Cooler on the team as the friend leader, which, of course, most of the units on the team anyways are going to be on Cooler's leader skill, because, again, most Wicked Bloodline units are on Transformation Boost or Terrifying Conquers. So anyways, let's go ahead and see. Physical Cooler start of turn defense is 92k. Again, keep in mind we are getting 170% to attack and defense on this leader skill. Alright, so again, this event is probably going to be one of the best to go ahead and showcase Physical Cooler, because again, it's an event where there are so many, like, a ton of rotations. So again, Cooler's going to be able to very easily go ahead and build up his passive here. Alright. So we took 73k, is actually not that bad. I'm actually fairly impressed with that. And his start of turn attack is a 2.8 million attack stat. We didn't get the additional super attack there, but again, that attack still counts for his passive. So far we've done 2 attacks with that Physical Cooler. Alright. And I wish this guy didn't get additionals, because I want to conserve this Buhan's health as much as possible, just so then we're able to, you know, kind of see Physical Cooler kind of build up throughout the turns and rotations, because, again, especially with units that have, like, a lot of attacks that they need to do built into them, sometimes it can be a little tricky to kind of get all of that. Alright, so let's just go ahead and do that. And we're just going to kind of, like, not even bother with really getting super attacks, though, because of the Wicked Bloodline units having, like, really, like, universal links with each other, they link up really, really well. I actually brought that Final Form Frieza. I don't know why. That Final Form Frieza is, like, really bad, in the fact that, you know, I literally haven't put anything into him. Like, he's super attack level 1, even though he's fully easy 8. For some reason, I don't know, I just never really bothered to put anything into him, so he actually might end up getting us killed, so I do kind of have to be careful about that. Alright, so after 2 attacks, again, we still have the support on rotation coming from Cooler, but again, Cooler is essentially this guy's best friend, because again, they literally share everything except shocking speed, and then of course Big Bad Bosses, but again, our HP isn't under 80%. So, yeah, 107k, again, that's very, very impressive. Alright, and then, just gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll just let Cooler, again, keep building up that passive. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. Didn't want Cooler to get super turn 1, but it is what it is. 91k, that's actually, again, pretty good. And then a 3.29 million attack stat. Get another one. Alright, so that's 4 attacks. No, that's 5 attacks now. 3.7. That's pretty good. That is very, very good. Alright, so a 3.7 million attack stat, and he's already only halfway through his passive, too. Because, again, he's done 5 attacks, and he needs to do 10 in total. So, again, that's very, very good. And I think we have Big Bad Bosses active now after he got supered, so I think that also counted into increasing his total attack. Alright, so let's go ahead and float. Actually, no, we'll put you in the middle. And let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully, Final Form Frieza doesn't get us killed. That would really, really suck for us. Okay, well, he supered AGL Metal Cooler, so I'm actually completely fine with that. Yeah, just go ahead and super him. I don't really care about him. I don't really use him at all. Even though he's probably going to easy ace soon. Because again, following the pattern that they're doing, Metal Cooler is right up there in terms of getting his easy ace. So I should probably prepare for most of these, like, Dokkan Fest units that I really didn't do much with. But for some reason, are now going to be getting easy ace, like that AGL Metal Cooler. Alright, so he's actually going to become relevant in the future. Alright, so we have a lot of support here. Again, we have 30% from Cooler, 30% from the Golden Frieza. 5 attacks have been done. Defense is 181k. Big Bad Bosses is active. So, again, this is only a 55% unit, by the way. Just keep this in mind. Only 55%. And his defense is already close to 200k. Because, again, that's all the defense Cooler gets. Like, Cooler doesn't raise defense on his super attacks or anything. So, the defense that you see is the defense that he's going to have. But again, this is very, very impressive defense from him. And then again, a 3.79 million attack stat from him as well. Like, this is really, really good. So that's 6, this is 7 attacks. Alright, so Cooler just needs 3 more attacks, and then he's fully built up. And I don't even know if we're going to be able to defeat this event, because we're just going so slow. Because Boo Piccolo's just healing. Okay, so Cooler crit, that's pretty good. We're probably going to keep going in this event till timer runs out, honestly. Oh, yeah, because this rotation is not exactly good. We're gonna have to do this. And then that. And then Final Form Frieza. I should have probably gone for a better team build. I probably should have brought Easy 8 transforming Frieza. Just because why not? Oh, this event's gonna probably end up killing us in the future because we're moving so very sluggish. I just want these rotations to hurry up. I wish there was a 3x speed in Dokkan. Like, I honestly wish there was. Like, 3x speed. Just speed blitz this thing. But unfortunately, there is not. Alright. Oh, dude, we got a ton of support on this rotation. Yeah, Cooler's defense is now over 200k. Yeah, dude. Cooler's looking pretty good. Alright, so with 7 attacks done, he needs 3 more. This Boo's gonna go ahead and super. Please don't stun or seal. Okay, thank God. 4.9. Just a casual, like, 5 million attack stat. 55%. Okay. Sounds good. Aw, dude, this Cooler is really good. Oh my God. Dude, the damage this guy is doing is insane. Like, I'm actually thoroughly impressed. I'm really, really impressed by this Cooler. The fact that he's doing that amount of damage with only 55% like stats, like, that's pretty good. Even if he's an Easy A unit, to be putting up those numbers as a 55% unit, like, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Alright. Let's just keep this rotation going, please. I just want to see Cooler fully built up. And then we're gonna transform with my Cooler so that there's no support on rotation, just so that it's a little bit more realistic. Alright. 159k defense. Alright. I think that's without big bad bosses. But again, that's 159k, but with support, so we're just gonna go ahead and transform. And again, this is Cooler with like 9 attacks in, so he's essentially built up. I actually thought his defense was gonna be a little bit higher, I'm not gonna lie. But again, that's still pretty good. Yeah, 140k. Again, that's without big bad bosses, so again, do keep that in mind. Again, big bad bosses does make a really big difference in terms of a unit's overall like attack stat and as well as defensive stat. So, okay, us getting supered is probably going to activate big bad bosses, but he lowered our defense, which really sucks. Yeah, 4.29. Again, that's a very good attack stat. Again, that's without big bad bosses, which I think we did have active on the other rotations. So yeah, that was essentially Cooler fully built up. Again, 4 million attack stat, 4.3, without big bad bosses. Again, keep that in mind. That's, again, very good. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's head on now to the next category team with this Cooler. Alright, so now we are on the Space Traveling Warriors team. Thankfully, I was able to find a friend Bojack on the first try, so let's go. Anyways, so we have Cooler here with God Topo as well as Zarbon and Dodoria. Again, Zarbon and Dodoria are a unit that give 30% to Space Traveling Warriors. And then, of course, Topo is giving the massive 40% attack and defense to all allies. Again, Cooler has not done a single super. So again, this is literally going to be him turn 1. Defense is 100k, but again, do keep in mind that we have a ton of support on rotation. And again, we only have 2 links active, Fierce Battle and Shocking Speed. Again, Shocking Speed really doesn't give defense until it's like level 10, which is like, I think like 5%, which is again a pretty good number here. But anyways, so let's go ahead and let us see what Cooler can do. So at 2.2 million, again, that is without a lot of his links active. Even things like Big Bad Bosses, which again do make a really big difference in a unit. And then he does an additional attack of 2.4, which is again a very big jump. God, my brain needs to work better. I struggle saying words sometimes. It's really embarrassing. I'm just like, whoop, bleh, and then my brain decides to take like an absolute aneurysm and just decides to go the other way around. It's like, hey, you want to say something? Well, guess what? I'm gonna freaking destroy your brain right now. You're gonna be able to say what? That's basically what my brain does. Anyways, weird segment out of the way. Yeah, dude, we have a ton of support on this team because again, you got Bojack, you got Cooler, you got Turles. I basically pimped out this whole team to essentially give Cooler support 24/7. And dude, Turles with a double super. Let's go, my boy. I actually should probably start link leveling Turles. I feel like he's gonna get an easy A soon. Like, I just feel it in my bones that he's gonna easy A, and then I'm gonna be stuck there without an easy aid, like rainbowed Turles. Because again, Turles is one of the few units I genuinely have like fully like link leveled, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I probably should get on with him. All right, so Cooler after 2 attacks. Again, we have still a ton of support. 120k defense again is pretty good. We're gonna have Thirst for Conquest with Bojack. Again, if our health would have gotten a little bit lower, we would have big bad bosses. But of course, you know, things don't always go the way you want them to. So let's go ahead and let's see what Cooler can do on this turn. Again, this really isn't an unrealistic team that you would run either. Like, I actually kind of feel like the team I built is actually a runnable team. Because again, Zarbon and Dodoria, they're a decent unit. Like, they have very moderate defense. In fact, I probably should do a video for them, showcasing them. But Cooler with the 2.8 million attack stat right there. Third one. Okay, so he didn't get a third super, but again, he did get the additional. So we've done 4 out of 10 attacks so far. And then Zarbon and Dodoria here just going absolute ape shit. Just destroying this event, man. Like, they're the best units in the game. Alright. Oh, dude, we can transform with Bojack, but I'm not going to do that. By the way, dude, Bojack. Dude, I've come to recognize the power of STR Bojack. Bojack is such an impressive unit, man. I really, really like that unit. Super, super top tier. Even though mine's only 55%, he actually has really, really good defense when he transforms. Or if you have, like, big bad bosses active, like, Bojack's defense can get pretty high, man. So, I'm absolutely feeling the hype of STR Bojack. And then I can't wait to get LR Turles. Because then, my Rainbow Turles, when I eventually level 10 link this guy, is just going to be absolutely disgusting next to him. Alright, what do we get with... Okay, so we don't get anything with AGL Turles. But Turles is, again, giving the attack buff to us, so Cooler should be well over a 3 million attack set on this turn. Considering that, again, he has 4 attacks in. Yeah, 3.3 million. So that's 5 attacks. 6. 7. Alright, so that's 7 attacks in. Alright. Dude, wow, dude, this Janemba phase is actually not even budging. He's just dodging everything. Okay, well, he didn't dodge that, so... He's probably dead now. Alright. Oh, dude, he's not dead? Are you serious? Okay, good. Because I would have been pretty pissed if we were going to be stuck in, like, an infinite loop with this Janemba just never being able to move. From him just always stuck on that phase. Dude, yeah. Again, this is a 69% Bojack, and his defense is, like, 200k. And, yeah, dude, Big Bad Bosses is active, but... Again, the Hera Clan, Galactic Warrior, Coward, and Revival, like, those actually give decent buffs once they're level 10, so... Again, Bojack's defense is potentially even higher. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to kill this Janemba. We'll see how well that goes. But, at least, at the very least, we should be able to see Cooler with, like, 7 attacks built in, if for some reason, again, we're not able to... completely get him to the 10 attacks that he needs, which again you're probably not going to do if you're just going through like a regular Dokkan event here, because again I brought a ton of units that aren't necessarily the most optimal choices. Like I just brought like a ton of supports essentially, because again Zarbon and Dodoria you really wouldn't run on this team. You would most likely run them on the Planet Namek Saga team with Frieza, because again they get a lot of buffs, but they're all dependent on whether or not a Frieza's on the team. So you know, this unit is actually pretty decent against Zarbon and Dodoria. The one criticism I have with them is that, again, their dependence on a Frieza and their animations kind of suck compared to the Krillin and the Vegeta, who, by the way, I've grown to like a lot. Like, they're one of my favorite units ever. Alright, so defense is 167k. Again, that's with a lot of support on rotation. A total of 70%. Again, 30 from Bojack, 40 from God Topo. Um, Big Bad Bosses is also not active, so again, with that, our defense should be like close to 200k, and then a 3.9 million attack stat. It's very, very impressive. So, anyways, let's go ahead and let's head on over to the next category team with this Cooler. Alright, so this is going to be the final category team we're actually going to do with Cooler. Again, I think we've pretty much seen everything that we need to see from him. He's going to be an amazing unit for long events. He's essentially built for long events, considering that, again, you have to do 10 attacks with him. But again, like, even at the 55% level, man, like, this guy is so impressive. Like, I really, really like what they did with this Cooler. Yeah, I mean, I really can't say anything other than, do I think he's the best 120% EZA? Honestly, no. I really don't think he's the best 120% EZA. If I had to say which one I think is my favorite out of all of them, honestly, I think I might have to go with either Super 17, which again might surprise a little bit of people, Android Super 17, I really like his design. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, or like the Super Saiyan 4s essentially, I think they're really good. Though I do kind of think Vegeta is a little bit better than Goku, just because, again, Vegeta gets his defense turn 1, Goku, you have to build him up. But, again, I really think Cooler is a super good option. Like, he's a super decent option. Like, he's absolutely amazing. He's really good. But I really don't think he's the best. Because, again, there are units like Janemba, again, guaranteed dodge, or not guaranteed dodge, but guaranteed guard. He dodges. Really good defense as well. Even units like Int Gogeta, I think, is heavily underrated. I think he's actually a lot better than people give him credit for. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what's Cooler's defense here is 150k. Again, we are getting, I think, 40 or 30%. Again, Darkness Toe is weird, just because, again, she has like 50% chances of giving extra attack or defense on her support type passive for extreme class ally, so it's kind of impossible to tell, but I typically like to highball it and say that it's 40%. So, Cooler, yeah. Wait, so what are you getting from Darkness Toa? What happened here? Oh, it's because of Big Bad Bosses, I think. Yeah, it's because when we link up with Cooler, we heal. And that pushes us over the 80%. Ah, shoot. See, the one time the link, what is it, Metamorphosis? Yeah, the one time the link Metamorphosis is not in our favor, is that it heals you. So, unfortunately, Cooler's defense would have been 150k with Big Bad Bosses active. But without it, yep, 3.2 million attack stat. And while that plays out, I'm going to go ahead and pull up all the 120% EZAs, because I need a little refresher. I think this is it. Alright, yeah, so all the 120% EZAs. So yeah, Cooler is, again, the second to last one. We still need Angel Gokus, but in terms of who I think the best is, again, I'm kind of stuck between Super 17. Again, I do think his design is really good. I'm stuck between Super 17, the Monkeys, Int Gogeta, Janemba, and then Cooler. Because, again, Cooler's good. Again, I cannot deny him that. Like, again, he's really good, but I don't know, man. Super 17 is also pretty good at the 55% level, and so are the Super Saiyan 4s. But, yeah, dude, honestly, it's gonna be hard to kind of crown a #1 unit, because, again, they're all very, very good, except for Broly. Broly kind of sucks. I don't really understand what they were thinking with Broly. They kind of really shot him in the foot, because to me there was no point in making him that bad. Like, why? Like, why make him so bad to the point where, like, no one even remembers him? No one remembers Broly. Like, his EZA made him hit harder for sure, but other than that, like, he's just kind of useless. Not to be, like, that cruel with him, but he's essentially just useless at this point. Like, again, no one runs him. And he's really not on a lot of category teams either. I think he's just on, like, Super Saiyan 3, like, pure Saiyans, and I think that's it. I think he's just on Super Saiyan 3 and pure Saiyans. So, yeah, Broly's kind of out of the picture, man. And then, of course, Cooler, not fully built up, but even then, still managed to put up a 4.4 million attack stat. So, anyways, let's head on over now to the breakdown portion of the video. Alright, guys, so this is Open the Gates of Hell Cooler Final Form. He gives Extreme Physical 3 Ki and 130%. Again, amazing leader skill. I have another buff to my Extreme Physical because that's actually probably one of my weakest typings. On his super attack, he just causes immense damage and massively lowers defense. So again, he doesn't raise defense on his super attack, which is a little bit unfortunate. But again, Cooler's just doing so much damage. His defense is really solid that he really doesn't need it. His passive is 120% attack on start of turn, so he gets 120% attack, Jesus, I can't speak, at the start of turn. He launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super, so again, he can like triple super in one turn with like 3 million attack stats each one. Like, this Cooler does a lot of damage. And then he gets 8% attack and defense with each attack performed, up to 80% attack and defense, which again, we saw relatively fully built up. This Cooler's defense is like 140k without big bad bosses, and then with big bad bosses, I would assume his defense is like maybe 170k, 160k with big bad bosses. Again, it kind of depends, because on that turn with Darkness Toa, we saw his defense get to 150%, when without big bad bosses, it was 120%. So I'm kind of basing it off that. So I think his defense would be like 170%. Again, with big bad bosses fully built up, which again is very, very impressive for a 55% unit. And then of course, no equipment. Again, relatively level 1 links. We did get a couple link levels as we were doing the showcase, which again is completely normal. But again, this Cooler is going to be heavily reliant on his links. Again, if you get this guy to level 10 links, this guy is going to get a ton of extra attack and defense. Because if we just take a look at STR Cooler, mine's full level 10 links, by the way. Again, strongest clan in space, gives Ki, Thirst for Conquest, an extra 15% to his defense, big bad bosses, 25%, Metamorphosis, 10%, Universe's Most Malevolent just gives attack, Brutal Beatdown just attack as well. So again, from Metamorphosis, big bad bosses, and Thirst for Conquest, that's like 50% extra defense right there just from links. So again, Cooler's defense is going to significantly jump up when you have those links to level 10. So again, he is kind of like a unit where you do really want to get this guy to level 10 links. But again, even without it, like, this Cooler's still putting up amazing damage, amazing numbers, and amazing defense. So again, I'm actually thoroughly impressed with him. Now, would I call him the best? Now, DeTruth, again, has gone on record saying that, again, and by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, that he thinks that this is the best 120% EZA. I kind of disagree, like I was talking in the last team that we were showcasing Cooler on. I personally think, for me, it's probably between Super 17 and STR Janemba as the best 120% EZAs, just because, again, Janemba has guard, he's got the dodge built into him, he's got the really good defense, amazing link set. Super 17, again, has that amazing damage reduction build-up that he has. Again, yes, he can get hit Super 17, but again, once you fully built him up with like 70% damage reduction, like, nothing can touch him. Like, and he also greatly raises defense on Super. So again, do keep that in mind. He's greatly raising his defense with 70% damage reduction. Like, nothing can touch Super 17. And again, I just think it's actually between those two. Now, you guys can absolutely disagree with me. I know a lot of people might say it's between the Super Saiyan 4s. Again, but I personally, based off of the 55% videos that I did for both of them, I personally think Vegeta is better than Goku. But again, y'all have the right to disagree with me. Some honorable mentions would be Cooler himself, as well as Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is good and all, but again, he's nowhere near the level of, Super 17, Janemba, the Super Saiyan 4s. But again, it's up to you, man. So anyways, that is going to do it for today's video, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.